Demai Perek Vav Mishnah Vav. Says the Mishnah. Beit Shammai Omrim. Beit Shammai says, Lo yimkar adam et zetav ela lachaver. A person may not sell his zaitim, his olives, to anyone other than a chaver. Adam here, we're talking about a chaver, obviously, because only a chaver cares about this stuff. So he's only allowed to sell his olives to a chaver. Beit Hillel Omrim. Beit Hillel says, af l'ma'aser. So that's what are we talking about? So remember we talked about that there were, in previous Mishnayot, how to become a chaver. So there's different levels of chaver. There's ne'eman, there's chaver. So there's a chaver for tuma and tahara, and there's a chaver for ma'aser. I.e., there were different levels of observance that different people would maintain. Let's go back here. Okay. Okay, here we are. Okay, and the reason is, go back to our Mishnah. Okay, the difference would be, there was a chaver for ma'aser, that the chaver said you knew that whatever he gave, whatever produce was in his possession, that you knew that it was taken off Trumot to Maso. And then there was a different type of chaver, a chaver that lo motzi mitachat yado, he would never distribute anything that was tameh, that was muchsha lekabel tuma. Okay, so let's see the Bartanura for a second. So what's the problem with zaitim? Zaitim shenishtelu min ha'ilam. We're talking about olives that were picked from the tree. V'lo huchsharu lekabel tuma, and they were not muchshar lekabel tuma. This is an important term. Muchshar, from the word kasher, made possible to become tameh. Why? They didn't sweat when they were in the press. Then the olives sweat, and then they give off their juice, their oil. Okay, let's go back here. The halacha is the following: if I have a fruit, let me get a fruit. Here we go. I've got my nectarine. Okay, there we go. I got my nectarine. This nectarine, when I pick it off of the tree, it's not mukhshar. It's considered not mukhshar lekabel tum. It can't become tameh. I.e., it comes in contact with a sheretz, even a person who came in contact with a dead body. It cannot become tameh until it became wet by 7 different types of liquid. The 7 are, and I bring you the Mishnah, Perek Vav Mishnah Daled Machshirin, tal, dew, water, wine, oil, blood, milk, udvash dorim, or honey. So if this never got wet by any one of those 7 different types of liquids, maybe spit is one of them that's not, I don't know, whatever, no, that's water, whatever, any of those liquids, it's not mukhshar lekabel tuma. So I have olives that were just picked off the tree and they're still dry. So therefore they're tahor and they're not mukhshar lekabel tuma. So can I sell them, can I give them to someone who's going to make it tameh or not? So Beit Shammai says, Lo yimkar adam et zeitav ela lechaver. You can only sell it to a chaver, says the Bartanura. Lifrosh hamuchzak l'taharot. A chaver that I know is going to maintain the tahara, the ritual purity of my olives. I can't sell them to someone who's not a chaver. Lo yidroch otam betuma. Because someone who's not a chaver, who I can rely on, is then going to press the olives and is going to make tuma olive oil. And that's a real problem. Beit Hillel omrim af l'ma'aser. Beit Hillel says you can sell to a chaver even if he's only a chaver for ma'aser. Because, so therefore, Beit Hillel says, even though you don't know if he's going to make it tameh or not, I guess in a way he's saying, what can you do? So the Bartanura says there's 2 possible explanations. Say the Bartanura. Okay, even though lo kibel alav la'aser, lo kibel alav and lo kibel liot muchzak letarot, he can sell it. Yachol l'mochram. Why? The kevan de akati lo huchsharu. Because the olives were not mukhshar, they never got wet, so therefore they're not mekabel tuma yet. A more will say, shema achilam kodem sheyizra'u. So maybe he's going to eat all these olives. Since he's going to eat them, they'll never become tameh. I.e., yes, it's true. A chaver is not Beit Hillel according to this position. Beit Hillel says, yes, I agree with you that a chaver is not allowed to permit produce to become tameh. But in this case, you're not making it become tameh. Who knows? Maybe he loves olives. Maybe he's going to eat all the olives. And it'll never become tameh. That's one interpretation. The Bartanura brings a second interpretation named the Rambam. The Rambam mukei pluktai. The Rambam says he attributes their argument to Beit Shammai Beit Hillel. The Beit Shammai savrei asur ligrom tuma lechulin shebe'eretz Yisrael. Everybody knows that if this were truma, you cannot make it tameh. But it's not. It's chulin. I bought it in the grocery store. It's chulin. I'm going to eat it to chulin. I'm never going to give it to a kohen. Can I make it tameh or not? Beit Shammai said, Asur ligrom tuma l'chulin shebe'eretz Yisrael. You're not allowed to cause something to become tamei in Eretz Yisrael. Ubeit Hillel savrei mutar ligrom tuma l'chulin shebe'eretz Yisrael. Beit Hillel says, yeah, you are allowed to cause something that's tamei to become tahor in Eretz Yisrael. Okay, what's very fascinating is, according to Beit Shammai, let's say first talk about Beit Hillel. According to Beit Hillel, a chaver, we learned, is only allowed to sell to other chaverim. It's like you have to have a membership to the club in order to buy at the chaver store. It must be very difficult to be a chaver and try to run a business. The Beit Shammai is even more difficult. Not only can you sell to a chaver, you can only sell to a chaver who's mekabel, who's accepted upon himself not to make things tamei. If we think kosher food is expensive now, imagine what the chaver store was. It reminds me when I go to, I went to Yerushalayim and Mea Sharim. It reminds me so clearly. It's just absolutely the same. That the higher level of kashrut you require, the more meticulous you are, the more meticulous the kashrut is, the more expensive it is. So when you go to Yerushalayim Mea Sharim, you buy mahadrin chicken. It's double, 3 times the price of a chicken that I would buy in the grocery store. That's just the way it must have been. Utnuei Beit Hillel, very interesting. That's nu'im. The people who were tzanua, the private, I guess, Beit Hillel, they follow the Mishnah of Beit Shammai. I'm not exactly sure why the Mishnah mentions that. Vatikim ha-medaktekim b'mitzvot, the old people who were medaktek, shayu Beit Hillel, they follow the position of Beit Shammai. Okay, if you have any comments or questions, let me go back to my Word document. Comments or questions, feel free to contact me at rspolter@gmail.com. I want to dedicate this Mishnah to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.